Hello and welcome to chapter 24 of our blueprint book. Today we're going to talk about dual dimensioning. So dual dimensioning is the practice of applying both metric and inch standard dimensions to a drawing. So there's good and bad things to that. So what are the good things? So the good thing is it gives you a lot more flexibility. It allows me to give prints that I've got to anyone anywhere in the world, and they will know what I'm asking for. We had these issues. So at one point I worked in motive power. At one point we outsourced a bunch of stuff to Mexico, and when we first started to get parts for them, they were all screwed up. None of the dimensions were right. We finally sent people down there to kind of figure out, try to troubleshoot what was going on. Well, every print we gave them had 0 metric dimensions on them. It was all inch standard. Well, they didn't have an inch standard tape measure in the shop. They were converting everything from inch to metric every time they lay something out, and it caused a bunch of problems. Anytime you let welders do conversions on the shop floor, bad things happen, myself included. So we started supplying them with drawings with dual dimensions. Our dimensional issues went away. So it gives us flexibility. The other thing is some shops you'll work in, the machinery will be metric or inch. And what that means is the dials on them will be in inches. You go into a machine shop, pretty much every mill and lathe they have in the shop is in inches. So if somebody from England wants stuff made in an American machine shop, if they give us metric stuff, we've got to convert. If they give us inch stuff, we can just turn dials and inches are inches. And some shops, they've got European machinery that every dial on it's in millimeters. If you've ever worked in a shop like that, you know the pain of having to convert everything. And like I said, conversion leads to error. So that's the good side. The bad side of dual dimensioning is it's more costly to prepare the drawings. You've got to do more work to make the drawings. And anymore, that's not a big deal because everything's computerized. You tell the computer you want both. It'll give you what you ask for. The other thing I don't like about them is it does clutter up the drawings. It makes the dimensioning less clear to me, and it can be confusing. If you've got, when you're dealing with something that's either 2.5 inches or 63.5 millimeters, it's not going to be 63.5 inches, but it might be 2.5 feet is close to 63.5 millimeters. So people who aren't up to speed yet, new people in the shop, a lot of times it's really confusing to them. It's just not clear. So that's the bad. But a lot of stuff now is just going dual dimension. So there's 2 methods to do dual dimensioning. One is the positioning method, and what that means is if I've got a dimension, if I'm going to lay something out, I'm always going to put the inch first and then metric, or the metric first then inch, and I'm going to divide them by either a dash or a slash or something. So at 1 inch, anybody remember what 1 inch is in metric? Yeah, that's right, 25.4 millimeters. So terrible 5. So this is inch, and this is metric. We can do it the other way. Doesn't matter as long as we do it all the same on our drawing. Okay, so that's one way. That's positioning. So, and it doesn't have to be like this. It can be above and below. I could do that if I could remember what that is. We can do it a lot of different ways. So that is the positioning method. The other way is the bracket method, and I prefer this way. To me, it is clearer. If I'm going to do dual dimensioning, the bracket method is my dimensions. One of them gets stuck in a bracket. So we'll have the same scenario. We'll do 1.00 inches, and then in brackets 25.4. That to me is much clearer, because if I'm looking for one or the other, if I'm in the metric world, I'm looking for metric, I'm always looking at the brackets. If I'm in the inch standard world, I'm always looking for the number that's not in the brackets. I like the bracket method. This is the bracket method. We'll draw it out. I prefer the bracket method. To me, like I said, it's just clearer. Makes a lot more sense to me. The other thing, stuff that is dual dimensioned, since we're doing stuff a lot of times trying to get stuff from one country to the other, they will also call out whether they're using first angle or third angle projection. There's a handout. There's a handout that's going to be on this week's work that explains first versus third angle a lot better. And basically, what it boils down to is how stuff is represented. You know, we're doing orthographic drawings. We've got our front view and our top view and our side view. That's third angle. Third angle is the best angle to me. Mike Wheeler, living in America, third angle is the best angle projection. It makes sense. You've got the front view of something here. The top view, where does the top view go? Guess what? It goes on top of it. Right side view, where does the right side view go? Guess what? It goes to the right side of it. Bottom view, where does it go? Oh, it goes below it. Makes total sense to me. First angle is the worst angle. It's what they use in England. Malcolm sprung on first angle. I don't like it. It doesn't make sense to me. If I'd been doing it for 30 years, it'd probably make perfect sense to me, but it doesn't make sense to me. So check out that handout we've got online. It'll explain a little better. But they need to call that out too, because you can build stuff wrong in a hurry going off the wrong angle projection. Malcolm's got some stories when he was working in England. They would get stuff from, I think he got something from the Dutch, and it was done, should have been first angle, and it was third angle, and they built a bunch of stuff backwards. Communication is key when we're dealing with blueprints. That's really all I have on dual dimensioning. If you have any questions, read the book first. The book does a pretty good job with this stuff. Read the book, find me online, find me in the lab, and I'll answer your questions the best I can. Thanks.